Okay guys, now welcome to this video. I'm going to show exactly how you can include reviews and social proof in your email so that you can make them better, make them convert better for you. Now, if you're new to this channel, basically I used to run an agency and I have done email marketing for e-commerce brands for years. Because I do not run an agency anymore, I have a software business, I've decided to spill all of my secrets so you can benefit from all of my experience. So without further ado, let me show you how you can make a lot more money with reviews in your emails. So the first thing you need to do is create the copy. So the reason why you want to create the copy before you write the reviews is because the reviews are part of a larger cohesive whole called the copy. And so you need to model the reviews and you need to pick reviews from your website based on what your copy is like. So for example, so I've got a random as you can see, I've searched for random e-com stores over here, but let's just say I've got a random e-com store, right? And they sell something, I believe they are selling a coffee maker. So let's take one of the benefits or pain points of this brand. Let's just take this part, right? Remarkably tastier coffee. So let's say this is your copy and you write something and there's something about tastier coffee, and then you write something else. Let me increase the font size so you guys can see. So let's say you've got this kind of copy and there's some more copy, up above, it talks about something else. So let me just, there you go. And then there's some more copy over here. And then these two, I can send to them, there you go. And now you want to include a review here. So what kind of review do you think makes sense to put here? You might just pick a random review from your website, right? And it would just work, right? So let's just say you pick one of these reviews. This is a pretty nice review, talks about a lot of different features. And so you just pick this review and you are like, okay, here's the copy, here's the review. Let me send to this so you guys can see what's going on. And this is basically your copy, and then there's more copy below it. Now, you can probably tell that a different review would have performed better, and the reason for that is this review doesn't directly talk about the copy that was right before it or right after it. So because we are talking about tastier coffee, the best thing to do here would have been to mention a review that emphasizes tasty coffee more than this review, because this review does talk about taste, but that's like a very small aspect of it. The rest is like customizable options, fresh cup of delicious coffee with timer feature is hard to beat, right? It talks about so many other features that taste feature is kind of left out. But one of the copywriting principles that is really, really powerful when it comes to selling anything is that it is the principle of show and tell. And what that means is you want, instead of constantly trying to tell people what your product is doing and try to convince them that your product is actually doing all of this, you show them through customer reviews or through real life demonstrations or something like that, that your product actually does all of this. So let's just say I'm a customer and I'm reading this copy, and you talk about remarkably tastier coffee. How are you going to, how am I as a customer supposed to be convinced by you? I'm not going to believe you because I know you're just trying to sell your product. So you need to give me actual proof that this claim that you just made right here is actually true. And the only way you can do that is by showing customer review or customer UGC, something like that, or maybe a feature, like a feature of your product on an influencer's website or something like that, right? Something very concrete that shows me that what you claimed is actually true. And so instead of a review like this, a review that mentions delicious coffee or taste and things like that would benefit this brand a lot more. So for example, a review like this, for example, every family member gets their coffee drink of choice and reviews on taste over 5 stars. Now, this is going to lead us to the next point that I want to talk about, which is that the problem with this kind of a review is the fact that it's a lot of words, and most people, when they see a block of text, because when you turn this into an email, what it's going to look like is literally like this, right? It's going to look like an email is not that big, and so it's going to look like this. And when you see this kind of block of text inside an email, no one really wants to read it because obviously it's too much to read and you're just trying to sell a product. So you need to turn it into bite-sized chunks that people can consume. And so in this review, for example, you want to shorten it. So very much appreciate the high altitude. Is this going to prove what we were talking about? No, we're talking about taste. This is not contributing to that. Several went for the strong blue. Again, irrelevant. We don't care about what your family members wanted. All right, every family member gets their coffee drink of choice now, and reviews on taste were 5 stars. You might even want to embolden this so that it looks better and in place of this. So now you've got your little review. Let's do another one because I just want to show you another exercise, for example, where you can edit the reviews. So let's say you're talking about the customization options, right? So it looks nice, it's reliable, makes amazing coffee. So let's take this out, right? Because it looks nice, it's reliable. Those are smaller objections and goals compared to what we're trying to talk about, which is customization options. Now you want to keep something like this, something like amazing coffee, because it is still one of the goals or problems that the customer has. And by addressing it in such a drastic way, like the customer is literally saying amazing coffee compared to this other brand, like by including something like this, you're going to tackle the other objection while also talking about the customization objection or aspiration, right? So amazing coffee compared to my Keurig, and so many great options to choose from with a variety of coffee types from different independent brewers. I'm not sure about this brand, but I suppose you could remove this. Love being able to choose espresso to cold brew to regular coffee, and even strength and acidity. So flexible, just buy it. I'll still try to, all right, amazing coffee. There's so many great options. There you go. Amazing coffee, so many great options. Love being able to choose espresso. That's fine, I think. Espresso to cold brew to regular coffee, and even the acidity and strength. So flexible, just buy it. This is good enough because if you look at it, it's not too overwhelming, it's not too intimidating, it's just a block of text. And really what you can do is just amazing coffee. Love being able to choose espresso to cold brew to regular coffee. So flexible, just buy it. You could do that. Or you could do, for example, amazing coffee and so many great options. There you go. You could do any of those. But this would be your final review, and then you can embolden things, you can add things, you can remove, you shouldn't add things, but you can remove things, and you can make the review better. Now, with regards to copy, I also want to talk about something important, which is, again, related to the principle of show, don't tell. Let's just say you're talking about the customization options. You might begin your email with something like, like most brands, you don't really get customization of blah, blah, blah. And you might agitate their pain, things like that, right? Pain plus agitation. And then in your copy, you will then be like, well, our cool coffee maker does this cool stuff. But instead of directly making the claim, which by the way turns some people off because it's a pushy form of marketing, instead of directly pushing that claim, what if you could just, like what I just did right now, what if you could just softly push the claim? So what I mean by that is, for example, what if you had a coffee maker that did this cool stuff? What if you had a coffee maker that had all of the customization options you wanted, blah, blah, blah. And this kind of copy converts better because you are not making a pushy marketing claim. You're making a soft claim and then backing it up with social proof. And this is, I've found it to be the best way to use social proof. It's absolutely amazing, and it's going to make you more money compared to like, for example, what a lot of people do is they put all of their copy in the beginning and all of the social proof at the end. There's no intertwining with the copy, there's no intertwining with the social proof, and there's no relevance of the social proof and the copy, and there's definitely none of this, like the soft and hard claims. So that's what I wanted to talk about with regards to social proof. Now, how do you pick social proof? Well, the way I would do it is you would first of all look for an emotion, because just allow yourself to feel emotions when you read these reviews, and you will at some point find a review that elicits a certain good positive emotion in you towards the product. And so because you're a human being and your customer is a human being, you will most probably feel the same emotions that your customer would feel if they read the review. A nice review would be like amazing coffee compared to my Keurig, right? That's a pretty nice review, right? Greatest coffee maker in the world. That's pretty good, right? Best taste and quality I ever had, right? Out of 5, right? All of this, these reviews, you can tell that this person was super hyped when they were writing this review. Now, don't always want to include reviews like these, because then it just feels fake. Like it looks like your brand only has customers who completely like rave about it and no like normal customers. So don't use it in every single review, every single email. But I just use it most often because I've found that these kind of hype reviews go with the brand voice of most brands, and not even the brand voice. It's more like your customers are freaking amazingly happy to be using your product. You definitely want to include that in emails, right? So that's one of the things. The other thing was really short and nice reviews like these. What I like to do is there's going to be a CTA at the end of your email. So there's going to be some sort of button or call to action at the end of your email. And below that, I like to add a really short review that kind of catches the customer who has scrolled all the way down and is kind of hesitating to click on the button. But now because they've read this review now, they're gonna be more likely to click the button, because I don't really know how to explain it, but it's more like, well, I'm kind of hesitating. Okay, this person really likes it. I guess I'll just click on the button, and then they go to the website, they get sold more on the website, and so on and so forth. So this is a really cool hack that I've discovered. It just works with the short reviews. It doesn't really work. I don't think it works with the longer reviews, but you can test that out. I just don't feel like it would work better with those. And so another thing is like, how do you place these reviews? Like some people, like I said, would place all of the copy in the beginning and all of the social proof at the end. Some people would do like most of the copy in the beginning, some social proof, and then some of the leftover copy at the end. Some people would do kind of the intertwining thing that I've been doing in this video. And what I would say to that is just test it out. Like just test it across many emails, not just one email, but many emails. I'm going to make a video on how to do proper campaign A/B tests, but across many emails, test out different styles and different placements of reviews, and you will find that there is one that works really well. So just keep using that, right? And that's it. If you are more interested in these technical, scientific, data-driven insights in email marketing, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.